All right, let's talk about that little light that gives everyone a mini heart attack, the check engine light. If you've ever felt that jolt of anxiety, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to decode one of the most common culprits behind it, the P0121 code. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so you hook up the scanner, and it spits out this code, P0121. It sounds super technical, maybe even expensive. But what is your car actually trying to tell you? Let's break down what this message from your engine really means.
So first up, we're going to decode the code itself. We'll cut through all that confusing jargon to understand what it means, why it's happening, and, most importantly, what you can do about it.
Now just look at that official language, circuit range/performance problem. What in the world does that mean? Well, think of it this way. There's a disagreement. The car's main computer, the PCM, is getting a really weird signal from the throttle position sensor. It's like the computer is asking, hey, how much gas are we giving it? And the sensor's answer just doesn't make any sense. So, to put it super simply, it's all about air. See, when you press the gas pedal, you're not squirting fuel in there directly. You're actually opening a valve to let in more air. The computer sees that air, measures it, and then adds the perfect amount of fuel. P0121 means the computer just can't trust its air measurement anymore.
To really get a handle on this, we've got to look at the main character in this story, the throttle body. The easiest way to think about it, it's like your engine's lungs. It controls every single breath of air your engine takes.
And this pretty much shows the whole process. It's a really simple four-step dance. You press the pedal, this little plate inside the throttle body swings open, a sensor reports exactly how far it opened, and then the computer matches it with fuel. The P0121 code pops up when there's a hiccup right there at step number 3, when the sensor's report is jumpy or just plain wrong.
All right, so that's the technical side. But how does this glitch actually feel when you're behind the wheel? Because this isn't just some code on a screen. It has real-world effects on how your car drives.
So do any of these sound familiar? Maybe the engine hesitates when you try to accelerate, or it surges forward unexpectedly. Maybe it's a shaky, rough idle at a stoplight. Or, and this one is scary, a sudden loss of power. That's usually limp mode. It's a safety feature where the car's computer senses a big problem and cuts power to protect the engine. These are all classic signs that the engine's brain is getting bad information.
Okay, so we know the what and the why. Now let's put on our detective hats and track down the most common culprits behind this code. Who are the usual suspects?
Wow, okay, take a look at this. This chart pretty much tells the whole story, doesn't it? A whopping 50% of the time, the sensor itself has just worn out. But check out that next huge piece of the pie, a dirty throttle body. That accounts for 30% of cases. Together with wiring issues, these top 3 are responsible for almost every P0121 problem you'll see.
So let's dig into those a little deeper. A faulty sensor, well, that's pretty straightforward. It just went bad. But the carbon buildup, that one's interesting. All that sticky gunk can literally stop that little air valve from moving smoothly, which makes the sensor send a jumpy, unreliable signal. Wiring issues could be something as simple as a loose plug. And yeah, while it's less common, some cars have a sensor on the gas pedal itself that can fail. A bad computer, the PCM, is super rare, so please, don't jump to that conclusion first.
All right, enough with the problems, let's talk solutions. Because knowing what's wrong is only half the battle, right? You need a clear, logical plan to fix it. So here is your playbook.
And this is the exact order you want to follow. Seriously, don't skip ahead. First things first, scan for any other codes. They might point you to the real problem. Then, just use your eyes. Check the wiring for anything that looks frayed, loose, or corroded. Next, and this is a big one, try cleaning the throttle body. Only after you've done that should you start thinking about testing sensors and actually replacing parts.
Now I really want to pause on this point because it is so important. For real, a simple cleaning is often the magic fix here. A single can of throttle body cleaner and an old rag can literally save you hundreds of dollars and a ton of time. It is the perfect place to start.
And hey, here's the quick pro tip for you. After you clean it, don't freak out if the car runs a little rough right after you start it up. That is totally normal. It just needs a minute or 2 to burn off all that cleaning fluid you just sprayed in there. After that, it should smooth right out. So if there is one thing you take away from this whole diagnostic process, let it be this. Start simple, start cheap. Don't immediately assume you need some expensive new part. Follow the steps, check the wiring, clean the gunk. This logical, step-by-step approach is your absolute best friend.
And just like that, there you have it. We've gone from a totally confusing code to having real clarity on the problem and, more importantly, a plan to fix it. That check engine light is no longer a mystery, it's a conversation. And now you know exactly what your car is saying. You are officially back in the driver's seat.